Fall and winter are some of the best times to wear fragrances, especially your gourmands and your orientals. They get deep, rich, and complex. But a lot of people, that goes a little bit too far. You don't get compliments sometimes. You spend a lot of money, still don't get compliments. But today I have 6 fragrances that keep it simple, keep it fresh, and a little bit sweet that are guaranteed to get you there for this time of year, right now. What is up, my fragrant people, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Kerry. Come on in, sit down, because today we got a little bit of fragrance work to do. 6 fragrances that are going to keep us fresh, keep us projecting a little bit, and keep us getting compliments today, right now. So let's get right into it. Coming in at number 6 is a fragrance that has been called Christmas in a Bottle. This fragrance is very cost effective and a lot of people own it. But to this day, it still gets a ton of compliments. It's fresh, spicy, warm, and I agree, it is Christmas in the bottle. The bottle even looks a little bit like it's a Christmas present. Coming in from the house of Burberry, it's London. Cinnamon, lavender, bergamot, tobacco, woods, and a pinch of leather. Now, this fragrance does embody Christmas because it is warm and spicy, but because of the lavender and the bergamot, you get a blast of freshness up at the top. Gets a lot of compliments because it is mass appealing, it's not very strong, and honestly it's not very long lasting. But the juice in this bottle will get a ton of compliments because it's extremely mass appealing, it's not very long lasting, but it's very safe. Gives you a nice tiny projection, little bit of scent bubble, and a nice sillage. But it's only gonna give you about 3 to 4 hours. If you have good longevity on this, you'll probably get 4.5 hours. You will like this and other people will love it. On that dry down, it gets a little woody with that oak moss, but at the top, you're still gonna get a lot of compliments because of the bergamot. Adding in that leather and the tobacco, you're gonna get something with a little bit of depth. At this price, you can't beat it. Coming in at number 6, London from Burberry. Now coming in at number 5 is a fragrance that has been always one of my top after I wore it for a day. First day I had it, it was almost a no-go for me. I almost sold it or returned it. This fragrance took about 24 hours for me to wear it, for me to get used to this type of amber. I got it early on in my journey and I don't regret it. One of the bottles that I will always have for life. It's a warm, fresh, spicy, aromatic amber. Coming from the house of Prada, Amber Pour Homme. Bergamot, mandarin orange, vetiver, vanilla, amber. This fragrance is beautiful. Nothing short of beautiful. It is fresh, slightly spicy, very ambery, very creamy, especially on the dry down. With me, I'm getting a lot of sandalwood from the beginning to the end. Even though they list sandalwood at the end and they list vetiver as a middle note, I am getting everything all the way through. This fragrance I came to love after the first 24 hours of having it. I wore it and wore it and wore it that day. I sprayed it on like twice that day, just trying to get used to this type of ambery fragrance or ambery accord. And this is one fragrance that gets me compliments all year round, but I love to wear it in the cooler months. With the mandarin orange giving it sweetness up top, the vetiver giving it that fresh burst all the way through, and then the sandalwood and vanilla at the end that just smooths it out and makes it creamy. Believe me guys, if you've been watching me for any amount of time, you know that I love this fragrance, and you know I've talked about it as an office fragrance, as a date fragrance. Anytime this thing is good, but where it really shines is right now. Coming in at number 5 is the beautiful Prada Amber Pour Homme. Coming in at number 4 is a known compliment magnet. Women love this fragrance. All you guys know what I'm talking about. It is a sporty fragrance, but it's minty, aromatic, and woody. It combines a lot of notes and nuances that women just seem to love on men. And listen, I love it myself. That's why it's in this countdown. From the house of Chanel, Allure Homme Sport Eau Extreme. Mint, mandarin orange, black pepper, tonka bean. and sandalwood. This fragrance is phenomenal. This is what you want to smell like when you're going out with a lady, especially during the day. And during this time of season, this fragrance is spicy enough, aromatic enough, fresh enough, but it's also sweet enough to cut through cold weather. Now, could any of the other iterations of Chanel's Allure Homes be in here? Sure. But this one gets the most compliments for me. It comes off smooth at the end, but the opening is so fresh with the mandarin orange and that black pepper in the heart. It combines so many things that so many people love. It's mass appealing, yet it has depth enough to actually transform as you're wearing this over time. Coming in at a great number 4, Chanel Allure Homme Sport Eau Extreme. Coming in at number 3 is another warm and spicy and fresh Bergamot Beast, the bad boy of the bunch. From the house of Carolina Herrera, it's Bad Boy. Black pepper, white pepper, bergamot, sage, tonka bean, and amberwood, and a ugly A bottle, but the juice gets loose. This is a fresh fragrance for wintertime, fellas, that you cannot go wrong with. This bad boy pulls compliments like a mug. When you're wearing this, believe me, overspray it, especially when it gets really, really cold. That's the one drawback to this one, and that's the reason why it's number 3, is that it can be defeated when it gets really cold. Bad boy can be defeated and turn into a bad little punk if it's too cold. Now, if you're talking about below freezing and things like that, this, as a fresh fragrance, it's gonna smell good, but the longevity will be tackled down being an EDT. And the parfum is not my favorite, and to me, when I've worn it, doesn't get as many compliments. The EDT is where it's at. That cacao on the dry down, along with that amberwood, you cannot beat this Bergamot Freshie. Spray this on, overspray it, take yourself to work, take yourself on a day date or even a night date. See what she says. Thank me later. Coming in at number 3 from Carolina Herrera, it's Bad Boy. Now coming in at number 2 is a fragrance that needs no introduction in the fragrance community. But for 95% of the rest of the world, maybe 99% of the rest of the world, this fragrance is a master in blending. It has fruity spiciness to it, freshness with a dry down that cannot be beat. Coming from the house of Parfums de Marly is Leighton. Apple, mandarin orange, bergamot, jasmine, cardamom, vanilla, sandalwood. This fragrance is lovely. If you haven't tried this one, Leighton exclusive is okay. But for my money, Leighton is what I go with all day long. The longevity on this is beast mode off of my skin. I'm getting 8 to 10 hours, super easy, off of 6 sprays. The sillage is awesome. I'm getting a sillage of about 3 to 4 feet as I move around. And in the wintertime, cannot be defeated. Down here in Texas, if it gets down to about 40 degrees, this thing is just pumping out the goodness. The juice here just can't be stopped. I don't know if any of you have not smelled Leighton, but if you haven't, I don't know what you're waiting on. Coming in at number 2 from Parfums de Marly, it's Leighton. Now before we get into number 1, guys, please, if you would, hit that like button, show me some love, and hit the subscribe if this is your first time here and you like the content that you're seeing right now. Coming in at number 1 is a fragrance that has always been a winter dominator for me. It is so smooth, so fresh. I love wearing it, and it is a genuine, versatile mood lifter. Coming from the house of Giorgio Armani, it's Code Absolute. Green mandarin and apple, nutmeg, vanilla, tonka bean, and suede or leather. Some people say it's leather, but they call it, I think officially it's suede. Beautiful, beautiful, creamy, smooth, slightly sweet, aromatic, slightly citrusy suede / leather fragrance that on my skin is masculine, but comes off a little smooth to where it's not harsh. Very mass appealing, cuts through the winter, mood lifter, and it is so fresh, guys. When I'm wearing Absolute, I feel like I've just stepped out of the shower. Actually, when I put on a fragrance, I have just stepped out of the shower. God, don't put a fragrance on if I haven't just taken a shower. And I hope most of you guys take that advice. But yes, smooth, fresh, aromatic. To me, for my money, Armani Code Absolute cannot be topped. I'm wearing this from the ending of fall all the way through the beginning of spring. Cool spring nights, I will also throw on Absolute. Even if I'm not going anywhere, I'll put on Absolute. This is an easy fragrance to wear, extremely versatile, smells great, but it also has that smoothness to it, so you don't have to worry about being harsh while also being masculine. Coming in at number 1 because of its versatility and because it smells great like the rest of these, but to me, it just goes a little bit above that extra 2% above all of the other ones here and most other fresh, cool weather fragrances. Armani Code Absolute. So there it is, guys. That is a 6 fragrance countdown. You can grab any of these fragrances. They're all fresh, spicy, aromatic. You can grab any of these and be a showstopper. You're gonna smell good, you're gonna feel good because they're mood lifters, and you're gonna be clean, and it's gonna help you level up that attractiveness game. So with it being the beginning of the Christmas season, spread love, everybody, because I love all of you guys no matter where in the world you are, and keep smelling good.